Antigonus is once again on the warpath. Hey, how's it going? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to another battle taken from mine and Republic of Plays head-to-head, which we do every Tuesday and Thursday over on Twitch TV. If you are new to this series, I highly recommend you come over and check out not only these battles, but also the Twitch stream. The campaign is so much fun. We're playing with the Divide et Impera mob that adds in population, supply, so many cool battle changes along with regions which just are awesome, buildings. There's just so much awesome stuff that it's really hard to convey it all in a quick intro, but yeah, I highly recommend it. If you're a fan of, you know, epic online battles, well then this head-to-head is for you, because not only do we get to, you know, expand our own empires, we also get to fight as the AI army. So for example, in this battle, Antigonus, the king of Macedon, who I believe at this point is around about 67, maybe even 68 years old, has conquered the whole of Thrace, he's conquered the whole of Macedon, he has taken out the Spartans, and now his eye turns to Athens. But because this is a AI-controlled army, or an AI-controlled faction, Darren gets to play as them in a battle I choose to fight. So even though Darren is playing as India, he gets to play as the Athenians when I fight them, which makes these battles so interesting and basically means that there's no easy battles against the AI, because Darren gets to control them and try and slot my progress. And then obviously when we come to fight as well, it's going to be absolutely insane as well. When the Macedonian and the Indian Empire clashes, there's going to be so much strategy involved on and off the battle map. Also, I'd really appreciate it, guys, if you could drop a like and a comment on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. We are getting close to 120,000 subscribers, which is insane. So yeah, if you want to be a part of that, make sure to go ahead and subscribe for more battles like this. So this army is not really my most elite army I've got out there. Actually, I don't think this is actually even Antigonus. No, this isn't even Antigonus, I don't think, my king. This is actually one of, I think, his son. Yeah, I think this is his son's army, and this is actually his first battle, and the army he's leading isn't that amazing. We have 4 units of our standard pikemen, the fat 256-man units. So we have 4 units of these guys. They're obviously supported by some of our Cretan archers. I think we have 3 units of actual Cretan archers, because before this battle, we did take out Crete in the stream. I think this was like stream 5 if you want to go check it out, or we'll go and play it on normal speed whilst things, or half speed as things kick off. So yeah, these are actually the normal Cretan archers we recruited as we took over Crete and you secured this nice looking unit. So we no longer have to rely on mercenaries for these Cretan archers. But we also have some of the weaker infantry. So these are our reformed Forex infantry, and they're not necessarily super heavy. They're kind of more of a maneuverable light infantry rather than anything else. They're not supposed to be some like hard-hitting phalanx. They're supposed to supplement that. So we have these guys. I think these guys are these. I think actually no, maybe I brought. Yeah, I think in this battle I brought the 300-man light infantry ones and the 300-man light sword infantry. I think these are sword infantry and these are spears infantry. And I've got 8 of them in my army in total. I've got 4 on this side and 4 on this side. I am, however, bringing some pretty heavy cavalry. We have our normal Thessalonic Hippapus. Hippapus? Is that how I pronounce it? Maybe. So these guys are heavy lancer cavalry. Very, very good. And we also finally have a unit of extremely light cavalry. These guys are mainly here for speed. They're not really anyone strong. They're just basically a missile cavalry used to warn off and scare off enemy cavalry who are trying to hit away at my phalanx. And we'll go on normal speed now as well. As I feel like in a lot of these battles, if the enemy have a lot of superior missile cavalry, they're just going to harass me and I can't really catch them. So bringing missile cavalry of my own just kind of helps to counteract that. And in this battle, this cavalry that Athens have are extremely light. So they're very, very fast and they can get around the battlefield very quickly. But if I can catch them, it'll be great. So the Athenian army is currently garrisoned in the fort itself, looking to basically withstand my assault. I'm not going to be foolish though. I don't want to just straight on, you know, charge through these small gaps. So I'm going to spend a good portion of my ammunition burning down this front wall and also these towers, as I want to try and take them out as best I can. Now, this Athenian army isn't as elite either as the one which is currently stationed inside the town. However, they have some pretty cool units. They have these Athenian hoplites who look absolutely amazing. And they're going to be garrisoning. I think there's about 4 or 5 of these guys, so some pretty strong, heavy infantry. We also have the Athenian general as well, who is just a fat infantry unit right there. You can kind of see him, the dudes with the awesome chestplate pieces. Very, very good infantry. Like, this is probably the best infantry that Athens have to offer right here in the general unit. Extremely strong warriors. However, the large portion of the rest of his army isn't as great. He has a few of these militia hoplites, which kind of do let down the side. But again, I have a lot of my Thorax infantry, probably is how you pronounce it. And these guys are, again, these are the early reformed ones. So these aren't as necessarily as strong as the next tier of infantry I get in, I think, about 100 or so turns. So Cretan archers are simply going to be just shooting their shots, trying to burn down some of this terrain so that we can push up more of our infantry and get. And also, I'm just going to turn down the music. I know the Rome soundtrack is amazing, but I think it's actually a little bit too loud right now. So again, Darren's going to use his extremely fast cavalry just to harass me, cause me issues. Yeah, you can see these guys have a speed of 11, whereas my light infantry have a speed of 8, and that's actually improved from 7, I think. So this cavalry is just great harassment forces, and as long as he's patient with it, I'm sure it'll be fine. Again, I'm just trying to set fire to the towers. The towers go down extremely quickly, or at least start burning extremely quickly, I think from like 1 or 2 volleys. The javelin throws are harassing my missiles. I'm going to be getting my own throws off as well. The nice thing is, I guess at least, is a lot of this cavalry can't carry a lot of ammunition. So there's only so much harassment Darren can do. I do actually manage to clip this unit and stop it. However, Darren does then get out of the firing range of my missile cav. And I'm just going to fall back again. Also, one of the amazing things about Macedon is their general cavalry has 200 horses in. So you get some pretty goddamn insane cavalry. This is like heavy melee cavalry, I believe. It's like a missile cavalry, but these are much better in melee than your usual ones, which I kind of like, because you have the option for shock cavalry, and the shock cavalry previously is great on the charge. It will slaughter most stuff on the charge. However, they're a lot more vulnerable to being attacked, and I much prefer this one, which has a shield, so it can survive missile fire a bit better and just kind of hold off. At the moment, I've actually mistakenly, I don't know what this unit is doing. I think I'm maybe trying to shoot these guys. However, I'm getting peppered by Darren's archers, and I'm being punished because of that. I think I'm trying to shoot this unit by mistake, and Darren's going to be seeing that opportunity, and he's just going to be shooting out all of his missiles now, completely harassing my cav as I just try and scare this off. You know, I'm not completely, you know, super scared of losing a few horses, because I know I kind of have the advantage in this battle. However, this arrow fire is going to be hurting my horses, and you know, if I lose my horses, then Darren can just really wrap around my formation and cause me some issues as I try to pour in. Again, as you can see, I've basically burnt down this entire part of the battle defenses right now. It is all ablaze, and soon enough, I'll be able to advance my infantry, which will be nice. Granted, I still have to go around these spikes. For some reason, these spikes stay here, so it doesn't actually give me an open field. I still need to go around them, which is interesting. So technically, if you wanted to, you could defend this path as well, if you wanted to try that, or maybe just try and have like a little square formation. That'd actually be a really effective way of taking this on, is having like an infantry there and then an infantry here, and then that way you can still attack them in the flank if they try and move forward. But as you can see, the majority of the battlefield is now, you know, cleared out, and I can start to think about bringing up my pikes. Also, this unit as well is getting absolutely peppered by Darren's missiles. He's using his missiles to take out mine, which I think is definitely a great idea. Luckily, my Cretan archers do have these shields. However, this unit has taken an absolute pounding, and you can see my soldiers going down. So Darren is whittling away at my missile advantage in this battle quite effectively. He's also hitting a few of my missile cav. Luckily, these guys have a shield, but even still, my other cav over here, you can see I'm like losing horses. Both of these units have not as many men. I'm going to charge in here and basically just try and scare off Darren's cavalry. I want to protect my missiles, and this is when I decide, okay, it's time to advance my pike line. If I can get my pikes inside the city or inside the fort, then they'll just do their job. However, Darren's going to obviously see this and start immediately changing his missile fire to my pike phalanxes, because, you know, that's obviously one of the vulnerable things about these pikes, is you can focus them down quite nicely with missiles. And one of the important things to do in these battles is just train every bit of missile fire you have on one unit. You can break that unit, and then you can exploit the flanks that create it. So instead of like spreading them across all the units, he's just trying to whittle down one to give himself a little bit of an easier job. As well as that, it seems, oh wow, yeah, look at that. I did not notice this during the battle, but I think the wall collapsed and killed a good portion of his hoplites. Oh my god, that is That is so unfortunate. Yeah, look at these guys. They're like half strength. That is so unfortunate for him. I mean, yeah, I don't think it really changes the outcome of a battle. You can already see a balance of power, but still, that sucks heavily. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I'm going to be pushing up my pike line now. You can see it's all the way up here. I'm also going to be using the remainder of my ammunition to try and burn these side positions as well. So I can use my 4-axe to come around the side and maybe try and come in. Here we go, the pikes are going to come in, and this is, you know, going to be very, very hard for Darren to really effectively take on my pikes. Obviously, he has his archer fire and his javelins, which are coming in and doing a great amount of damage. But as you can see, as long as I play this right, his phalanx should not be able to hit me. Now, granted, he can right-click twice on my pike phalanx, and that'll push forward his men. They'll take more damage, but they'll actually get involved into the battle. So, you know, when you're coming up against a pike as a phalanx, you have to try and pull through them. As well as that, you can see he's kind of done it with this unit right here, and now they're actually exchanging blows with my pikes. And then you go, I double right-click there, and I'm going to come closer and closer. I'm going to also try and make sure I have my formation quite dense, so if he does pull forward, I at least get the full ranks of like 3 or 4 units coming in. Also, a couple archer volley fire as well to try and take him down. I mean, that looks just pretty cool, like so. Seeing the infantry go toe-to-toe like that. Lots of pikes. Very, very cool indeed. I've got to hate it when I try and take a screenshot. So I've managed to pull my infantry around the side now. I want to try and, you know, cause Darren as many issues as possible. Try and stretch his defenses. So I'm using my 4-axe to basically come around the side and burn down the rest of these walls with infantry. It's a really, really... It kind of does seem a bit silly that you can just burn down the entire fort. It does kind of, I feel like, take a bit away from it. However, I mean, it does make it a little bit, you know, more sensible to take it out. But look at this. Darren has focused all of his missiles on this one unit of hoplites. I mean, one unit of phalanx. And it's gone down to 160 men now. Also, he's engaged over here. And one of the really deadly things about the phalanx against the pike phalanx is that if you can get engaged with it, the hoplites will slaughter the pikemen. So when you see the pike, whenever you see hoplites like really attacking from like the side angle, they will cut down pikemen extremely quickly. See more of the buildings destroyed over there. And we also have some cavalry around here. So I advance my cavalry. I try and catch as much of Darren as I can. However, his cavalry does quickly surround my horsemen. And he's actually going to make quick work of my light horse. Which is a real shame because, yeah, this is kind of a misplay on my part. I quickly try and get over here as fast as I can with my general and also the other cavalry as well. However, Darren's going to see, obviously, all this superior horsemen coming, and he's just going to get the hell out of there. There's no need for him to still be here, and he has the light cavalry to do this. So he's simply just going to turn tail and run. A really nice exchange there by Darren. He managed to kill a unit of horse, managed to wound one heavily, and now just uses his superior speed to basically just run away. He also brought his archers back. Oh wow, I didn't even notice this during the battle, but he brought his archers back here so he can just shoot me. This is actually a really nice move here. Just brought his archers here to basically just harass my horses as I try and chase him. So basically just, you know, cause this crossfire right now where I'm forced to come forward. Now, I am a little bit scared right here because Darren does have 4 horses, and I can already tell exactly what he's going to do. He's going to try and just surround me and take out my horses bit by bit. I managed to get a nice charge off here against this, and my plan was, because this cavalry is so light from Athens, my plan was to simply try and rout it and then bring up this horse. Yeah, this archer fire is painful in the back. Really nice positioning right there. I also have my general cavalry as well, my 200 fat stack cavalry coming round, and he's going to try and get over here. Luckily, I did manage to rout that cavalry. I finally realized this and got kind of a charge off, but it was really not very effective. However, he paused everything in on my shock cavalry, allowing to me to get a little flank over here. And then as long as I can hold these guys in place, the fat daddy general Macedonian cavalry is on its way. I'm also pushing on every single side as well. I managed to burn down these walls and get a really nice charge forward with my 4-axe swordsman. These guys basically managed to get around the side, and that's going to help me surround this, you know, Athenian hoplite right here. I feel like with the Athenian hoplites, you need to double right-click against pikemen. Otherwise, they're just going to get, like, this is just going to happen right here. I mean, it's not that bad. Every other flank is fine. You know, there's dudes fighting. However, on this flank right here, they're just standing still and they can't really attack back. Granted, I don't really have many hoplites many pike dudes that are doing much anyway, but still. Oh my god, these guys are charging in. Holy crap. Yeah, this probably wasn't as good to get this close to his phalanx. So my cavalry turns up now, the general cavalry turns up, and it's just going to be days for Darren's light cavalry. They don't really stand a chance here. And I can just chase them down now. Finish off his horsemen. Now that's going to basically reduce his maneuverability pretty heavily in this battle, because he can't really move around the flanks anymore. I'm attacking everywhere else. You know, I've got men coming around, trying to harass him everywhere I can. More of my light infantry. Now, these guys aren't good. You can see their morale is not that great. So they're actually, you know, I was kind of a little bit disappointed. I didn't really expect a lot from these guys, but they are getting beaten up quite heavily. Luckily, over on this flank, they are just fighting light militia hoplites. And it doesn't look like Darren's even put them in phalanx, unfortunately. So I'm actually going to be doing pretty decent against these guys. The fighting does continue. Quite brutal. And we're going to have more spearmen as well, looking to basically just reinforce this flank. And with the support of these missiles, it does seem like I'm actually going to lose a unit of infantry, or yeah, unit of infantry here. We also have a unit of cavalry who are just running for their lives against my general unit. Look at them, they're just fleeing, they're fleeing. We're going to get one last rear charge off, but then they're quickly going to be silenced by the Macedonian general. And yeah, that's going to be it for that. I also, I think, send off my cavalry now to basically charge down these routing units that have kind of come back, but haven't really come back yet. So we're going to be trying to silence them. There you go. Yeah, I'm just sending my cavalry off there to go and try and deal with them. We managed to rout this cavalry, and now, you know, I can really start to use my strengths. I no longer have to worry about protecting my archers because all the cavalry is dead. However, look at this. You know, focusing down this one unit of pikes has really come out big for Darren. It's down to 116 men now. It really does not have much left. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I really feel like double right clicking would really benefit against pikes, because you get your dudes actually in combat with the pikes rather than just being hit like this. Also, they're actually updating the patch. We're not playing on the patch right now, but they're updating DEI, the beta, in a little bit, and that's actually going to be really interesting, because they're going to make it so that units like pikes and spear phalanxes can only stretch a certain amount. Now, granted, me and Darren both don't really stretch our pikes that thin anyway, because it's kind of a bit cheesy, but you know, you're only going to be able to stretch them like this deep or this deep in future, which I'm really looking forward to, or like maybe this deep for phalanxes. You're not going to be able to go any thinner, which I think will make the game a lot funner. These hoplites are doing a great job at holding off my swordsmen. They've also got the support of the tower as well, and this tower is racking up some kills, whittling down my infantry. But as you can see, my pikes are victorious on the front line. These guys only lost a handful of men. These guys took a bit more damage. Same with these guys. This right flank bow just took so much. But I'm basically coming in from every single side now, looking to try and silence this off. I did lose, I think, all of my cavalry besides one unit in this battle as well. And obviously my general units. So Darren did a great job at kind of nullifying my cavalry advantage in this battle by just being a nuisance. And, you know, when I'm focusing on other stuff, he looks to exploit that. Darren is also going to be pushing forward some of his light archers now as well to try and outflank me. Try and silence and rout this unit of pikes, which again is not a bad idea whatsoever. He's also reforming up as I'm pouring into the city, trying to burn down, retreating back his phalanx. Yeah, he tries to come in here to rout my pikes, but I'm quickly going to go ahead and answer, not only with my cavalry, but also with some more sword infantry as well. Try and get these guys in, and I should make, you know, extremely quick work of these light Greek archers. They literally don't even have any armor, just a blade and thrown into combat. However, that can still do damage, you know, outflanking a pike. But my cavalry's going to come in and just basically clear up them light archers, thankfully. Bringing over more pikes right now. So yeah, this is actually pretty long for a pike phalanx. I don't think you'll be able to do this in the next patch. And Darren is going to simply charge me. Pikes go down, thank God. I think they're messing up a little bit. Yeah, their formation. Actually, no, sorry. I think I tried to go a lot. Yeah, I want to go a lot deeper than that, which means I'm going to take a few more casualties. But luckily, it's only weaker dudes. I also throw off some javelins I have as well to soften this up, because these 4-orcs have, I think, 2 javelin throws. And then we have the big bad Athenian general right here still left to kill. But this victory right here is going to basically soften up Athens. Athens has not been secured yet, and you guys are going to see, I think, in a couple days, the Athenian naval battle I had to fight to give myself naval dominance over the Athenian coastline. There is also a full stack Athenian army in the city, so if that does result in a great battle, then you guys will see that on the channel as well. I've got my general coming in, and I mean, I'm happy with how this battle went. It was obviously in my favor. I think at this point, me and Darren were just looking for a battle because it's been a little while since we've previously had a battle in the stream. But this was a good way for my king's son to prove himself, to show that, you know, he is capable of winning these battles, because I've mainly just been using Antigonus throughout the entire campaign. My adopted son as well. So Antigonus has 2 sons and 1 daughter. He has a proper son, which is leading this army. I can't remember his name. And then he has an adopted son who is apparently a descendant of Alexander. I mean, yeah, who isn't a descendant of Alexander? But he apparently is an extremely good strategist, and he's my adopted son. And he's currently leading the siege of Athens, whereas Antigonus is just sitting back and kind of reinforcing whatever side needs help. So if his son calls for aid, then Antigonus will come, and then if his adopted son calls for aid, Antigonus will come. So basically, he's just the big daddy overlooking this operation. One of the really exciting things, though, in the next stream, which will be on Tuesday, 2 PM GMT, we're gonna basically do some exciting stuff, because we're currently fighting wars in the north as well. After this whole Athenian thing has happened, we're fighting wars against the Dalmatians, but I also want to invade Galatia and Asia Minor as well. So I'm thinking of coming in, like splitting my armies and sending 1 son north and 1 son east, and basically seeing who can really cause the name, and whoever is the strongest, whoever does the best, will be classed as my heir, because Antigonus is still yet to class an heir. You would have thought the Macedonians would have learned by now to name their heirs early, but unfortunately I can't, because none of them have enough zeal. So it's whoever proves themselves the most will be classed the heir to the Macedonian throne. And Antigonus is getting on as well. He's 72, so it's kind of a rush to do so. If he doesn't do it soon, then he knows what will happen in the Empire. But here we go. This is just the last couple minutes. We're going to triple speed through this, because this Athenian general unit just honestly holds for so goddamn long. This goes to show the strength of the Athenians, and it's kind of lucky I managed to fight a 1 versus 1 with this Athenian army, because if the other army, which is in the city, could have come out, this would have been much harder, because that army in the city is extremely strong. It has, I believe, like 10 Athenian hoplites, whereas this had kind of a handful of citizen militia, which kind of made the army a lot worse. But yeah, this is going to basically secure my siege of Athens. I can starve them out. I can, you know, attempt to siege them. We'll see what happens. If you guys already saw the stream, you know what happens, but I won't spoil it for anyone else. But yeah, overall, you know, this was an extremely profitable battle. And hopefully this will secure. This is the last province in kind of Greece we need to take before looking elsewhere. I think our plans in the future after securing Greece is to go against the Dalmatian usurpers to the north of us. They currently hold, I think, 5 towns, but the main reason we want to go to war with them is because they are at war with Rome, and Rome is absolutely huge at this point, like absolutely massive. So we want to befriend them as much as we can, because they're going to be guarding our left flank, and if they declare war on us out of nowhere when we're in the east fighting Darren, that's going to be horrific. They have like 10 legions and like 9 fleets or something ridiculous. So, you know, we have to be extremely careful about angering Rome. So anything I can do to boost relations with them, get defensive alliances, will be absolutely amazing. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. Looking at the kills, we can see that our general cavalry did a great job right there, getting 300 kills. Is this? Yeah, this is Asopus, is that how I pronounce it? So this is my son, Asopus. He's my actual natural born son, not my adopted one. But yeah, he's pretty awesome. Hopefully we can raise him to be just as good as his father, because Antigonus, the king, is rank 10 as from the last stream. He has the most insane setup. He is just so good. And hopefully his sons can follow in his greatness, because as I said, he's getting on. He's 72 years old, so I'm hoping his sons can do a good job. The archers didn't really do much, but their main job was simply just to shoot down the walls and stuff. The Thorax actually did do half decent, but again, I think against proper infantry, they're going to struggle, but they're a good thing to kind of filter into the army here and there. And the Pike's obviously doing the main killing work in the battle. Over on Darren's side, his general was surrounded, and yet he got 216 kills. Absolutely insane. He also had a unit of Rhodian slingers. But as you can see, like, this portion of the army, like from this point, is just kind of trash. And these guys, unfortunately, just couldn't do that great against the Pike infantry. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. I'm hoping a bunch of you guys will come over to watch this over on Twitch TV. I'll leave a link down below in the description. I'm also going to put all of these battles into a playlist as well. So if you want to check out more of the battles from the series, go ahead and do that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.